Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is now episode 6 of our NDIS SEO campaign. In the last episode, I showed you how to generate some high quality service page content. This was through the use of my favorite AI tool, Claude. In this episode, I'll be showing you how we can then upload that to a website. I'll show you how to format it. I'll show you how to get it indexed, as well as set up all the menus and a few other little things that help as well. Okay, now the first thing I want to do is add a new page. Cool. This will now be called Community Access Brisbane as our main keyword. We'll save that. We want to set up the permalink. For the moment, I want to just call this Community Access because I'm not sure if the client will ever work outside of Brisbane. So once you set this, you can't change it, or you can, but it's going to greatly affect your ranking. So it's best not to touch it. We now want to press edit with Elementor so we can edit it on the back end. Okay, we now have just a plain page that we can now edit. Since I've already got my template saved, I'm just going to go here into folder. I'm going to find templates, and then I'm going to look for services page, I believe it's called, and we'll drop that in there. We now have our template here that we can go and work on. I'm going to just delete that because I won't be using that. Delete that one there. Now we have it all laid out the way we want. Now we'll just go over to our Google Doc and we'll start grabbing content and copying it across. Okay, first I'm just going to see if I can grab this little quote here. We want to center that. Yep, that looks good. Now, when we generated this content, we actually ended up with an extra paragraph here, and I wasn't sure where it was going to fit. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put an extra content box above this right here. So we just want to create a container here. We'll put a text editor, and we grab this content. We'll paste that there. And that one's to load. That looks all right. I reckon it'll probably be a bit better if we center that and then put a bit of padding on the top so it's not so close to this banner. Maybe we'll go 30. And then there's probably a bit too much space between these two. We'll grab this one here and reduce that spacing there. On to the next section. What is community access support? Making sure this is a H2. That's good. Copy that. Next section, benefits of community access support. So that's quite good too. Just make sure you keep saving your work so you don't lose anything. We can also then preview this so we can see what the formatting looks like on the front end. And yeah, that's not too bad. Don't mind that. Now we're up to the activities section. So we'll copy this header here, paste that in, grab this little piece here, put that there. That's good. Now we have these sections for different activities and we've got a bunch here. So I'm just going to go through and choose a few that I think work best. Perfect. We've now added all of these activities here in these boxes. Now move on to the next section. Past here, our community access approach. This content might actually be slightly long. So I'm going to ask Claude in the same, shorten this section. Cool, it's now shortened this for us. Paste that in there, and that fits way better. Next section, getting started with community access. Got a little paragraph here. And probably just want to make another section right here. So what we'll do is we'll grab a header and then we'll grab a text editor to go underneath. Wrong one. Paste that there. Center that, and getting started with community access. Make that the header. Now this is really big, so I want to format that. I'm just going to see what this size is. So 36. So I'll make that the same. 36, and we'll center that. Looks good. Maybe remove some space off the top here. Yep. So now we just want to grab our frequently asked questions from the document and fill them out in this accordion here. So that's these ones. I'm going to pick the best out of the lot. Okay, we've now filled out all of the FAQs on this page, and that is it for all of the content. I just want to go through and make sure all of our formatting is correct and everything looks right. So as you can see, we've got this cloud background here, but we're missing it in certain sections. So I just want to go through and make sure that is definitely added for all of them. All right, I've now got all of the content and all the images that I want in the right spots. The last thing to do is go through and just make sure this is going to work on mobile. Just make sure there's nothing popping off the page. Yep, again, we've got this header that's actually sitting under the logo here. So we're going to have to format that again. Grab that, go advanced, and we want to add 100, and that's going to bring that down underneath the header here. That looks good. That fits. Maybe move a little bit of, maybe make that 50 instead. These are all fine. Reviews, that looks a bit funny there. So let's just see if we can put that in the middle there. Yep, good. Get in touch. Maybe take a bit of space off the top here. This potentially put in the middle as well. It doesn't want to move. That one there will do it. And yep, that looks good. Now we want to save that. Now before we press publish on this page and then go send it for indexing, we want to make sure we have the correct metadata. So if you're using Rank Math, you come over here, click on the plus, and then click on SEO, and then you go edit snippet, and then this is where you can edit your permalink, your title, and your meta description. As discussed earlier, we're going to leave this one the same, but I have a title here I want to use for this. Now this just uses our primary keyword and then also NDIS community participation support. So it's got two keywords in the header. And then for the description, we want to come back to our document that we're working on before and say, write me a 140 to 150 meta description for this page that ends with a short call to action. Now this should generate us something good here. NDIS funded assistance for social activities. I like this one the best. So we'll grab, yep, that's the right amount of characters. So now we're all looking good. And now we can press publish. This page is all published and now we have our live URL here. So this is the finished page that we've just created. Now what we want to do is grab this URL and take it over to Google Search Console so that we can submit it for indexing so that the ranking process starts as quickly as possible. Just click on request indexing. Now that has been submitted for indexing. Now there's a couple more things I want to do just on the website to fix up the navigation. Right now we only have the services button here. I want to create a drop down so that when people hover over this button, they can see all the different services. So if we go to the back end of the site, how you can do this is hover over appearance, menus, and then down here, Community Access Brisbane. You want to add that to the menu, and now you just drag that down and you want it to be just to the right here. So that means it's going to be under the services tab. And I just want to remove Brisbane off this just so it looks a bit better. Cool. Now I look at that on the front end. We have a drop down, community access. Perfect. One last thing I want to do is add a button from here from the hub page to the community access page. So I'm just going to go edit with Elementor. Okay. So now all I need is a button. So I'm going to grab this one here because it's already formatted. And I'll just duplicate that. Let me scroll up. We want to put that on the left side. Looks a bit better. Content. We want to just say explore community access because we want to keep the keyword in this button because that is our anchor text. And then here, hopefully this shows up. Community access Brisbane. Awesome. Now we published that. And from the hub page, here we now have a button to the new page we have just uploaded. Stay tuned for next week's episode where I take you through a super important SEO tactic called internal linking. I'll show you how to set up a spreadsheet to record all of your internal links, and then I'll show you the best way to implement these internal links throughout your site to help with rankings in Google for your main service pages.